Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Amethyst Raven and I am coming on with a new hashtag open collab thing that I decided to invent called hashtag Crafty Whip Weekend. So that's where you get your work in progresses and you just do a little work on your work in progress. So get your whips out, and if you want to join in my hashtag, it's just an ongoing open collab. So yeah, just tag me in anything and use the hashtag Crafty Whip Weekend. So I am going to do something in my winter journal that I did a flip through for, and this is my first ever process video, so I've decided to do it, but film me doing it and then do a voiceover afterwards. So you will just have seen my cat Harley's little paw poking in because it's been requested that Harley is in more videos. So that's as good as you're going to get it, is his paw. So I'm going to make a tag today using, for the kind of base of it is a medicine box from the dog's medicine. Cut out this snow globe from some leaflet that came through the door. Cut out this snowman with, what's his name? I've forgotten his name. And then a couple of bits from my tea advent calendar that I've cut out. And this is just some ribbons. There's Merry Christmas on it. And this is some lovely wrapping paper with some sparkly glittery red pine cones. And then I like to work on a kind of a bit of drop paper, well, Amazon packaging, that I do all my inking and everything on. And then when I'm making tags and things, I just use that drop paper to back my tags, and then I'll decorate it or not decorate it, do whatever I want to do with it. So that's where we are. So I'm going to glue the wrapping paper to the back of the box base, and I'm using Collall glue. It's like a not a water-based glue, the other type of glue. So I'm using that for backing this to it. Super sticky, good glue. And like I said, this is my first ever process video, so I thought it's easier just to do the voiceover rather than trying to explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it. And then I completely forgot how to craft most of the way through this and just sort of did everything backwards. So I'm gluing that down. I've got some inks ready. I thought I'd either probably use the red or the blue or brown ink. I don't actually use the brown one in the end. I just use the blue one, which is the Mariners one, whatever it's called, and the red one is Lumberjack Plaid. So I have stuck my wrapping paper to my base, and I've got my little paper trimmer here, and I'm just going to cut it down throughout here quite a lot. My camera will wobble quite significantly, so apologies if I'm giving you travel sickness, but that's how it goes when you use a wobbly table. I'm a lap crafter, so I tend not to even use a table when I'm crafting. I just tend to use my lap, and I do use my table a little bit, but it's a tiny table, it's wobbly. It's the table I usually use to film on, and I'm not used to filming whilst doing a lot of movement. So I'm just cutting this down to the tag size. And I hope you all had a lovely festive period, whatever you're up to, and I hope that you managed to get some crafting in as well. I'm just kind of getting my crafty stuff back together again because everything kind of had to be put away. Because like I said, I don't have a craft room, I don't have a craft table, nothing like that. So I've backed my base onto this wrapping paper, and I was just figuring out if it was upside down or not. I think I've ended up with it the right way up, not that it really matters. And then I'm just getting my Lumberjack Plaid, Distress Oxide. Sometimes I use the oxides as they were intended, but often I just kind of use them to edge things. And I'm just doing a bit of red around the edge of this tag. Sorry, I'm just drinking my tea, which will be the same tea that will arrive shortly in this video. because I literally just made this. So now I'm trying to figure out, so I've stuck my, well, I'm just kind of figuring out where things go. So I've got my little snow globe, I've got my snowman. What is that boy's name? Oh, I love the snowman. It's like my favourite thing in the world, and I've forgotten his name. And I've got that little inspirational positivity thing, and that little bit of flower berries, whatever it is, that I also took off of the advent calendar box thing. And I'm just going to use my tag angle thing from We Are Memory Keepers to do the little tag corners, and then remembering that I probably should have done that before I inked, and now just figuring out where to put this. And I'm about to stick this down and then remember that I wanted to put stuff under it, so that's a fun journey we get to go on in a second. Got my little craft bag next to me there with all my bits and pieces in it. There's also a little bin that I have there that I just put my scraps that I'm not going to reuse and bits of rubbish in that I just throw away later. It's just easier that way. And I'm just looking for my glue again, and I'm going to use the lanyard tag punch thing eventually when I get to it. Just trying to figure out, I really wanted to keep that red glittery pine cone in the background, so I've decided that I'm not going to put the snowman on the front, I'm going to put it on the back. Here is my wonderful husband and dog bringing me my cup of tea, and that's my cup of tea. If you're in the UK, you know that is the perfect colour of a cup of tea. Thank you. No debate necessary. So I'm now just going to stick down my snow globe, finally. Takes ages to do sticking, doesn't it? There's some lovely lady on the back. It was some sort of leaflet that came free in my door. Nice, good, sturdy cardboard leaflet, so that was handy. As soon as I saw it, I thought, I'm having that snow globe. I'll be cutting that out. And I thought just for this one, I would do all the cutting out and just get all the bits together beforehand. I do fancy doing more process videos throughout the year, and I'll give myself a bit more kind of flexibility. But as this was my first one, I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to get everything together. This is all I'm going to use. I'm just going to do it this way. So then I remembered that I hadn't inked around the side of it, so I just used whatever residual ink was on my dauber and just stuck it, put it around just to take that off. And then I remembered that my table is shaky and wobbly, so I moved my tea onto the floor. Otherwise I would spill it. And as much as we all do love tea-stained stuff in the craft world, we also like it to be intentionally tea-stained. And now I'm just figuring out, remembering that I actually wanted to stick this thing underneath. And in the advent calendar, it's kind of like a big long thing, and then each tea bag is kind of tucked into these little tuck things. So that's why it's a funny shape, and I just cut it out to almost look like it's got wings. If you can hear snoring in the background, Loki is just asleep next to me, snoring away. Apologies again for the wobbliness. I try to catch it when I can. So that's kind of the front, nearly done. I'm just going to take this berry and decide where I want to put that. Does it want to go there? Does it want to go here? Yes, it wants to go here. And let me know in the comments if you enjoy me doing a process video like this. I'm going to try and do it not voiceovered in the future. I might do a bit of both, actually. It depends on what time of day it is when I can get to do it and what's happening around the house. If I've kind of got a bit of time that I can do it live, then that's cool, I'll do that. If not live, but you know what I mean. Otherwise I'll just do a voiceover. So just inking up my snowman with a bit of my, what's it called? Something Mariner. What's it called? I literally just had it. Oh, Uncharted Mariner. That is the blue one. And now I'm just going to stick down my tag onto my drop paper. And I haven't really checked to see what the other side of this paper looks like. at this point. I know this side is a bit interesting, but the other side, like the inks and stuff often seep through, which is quite nice. And spoiler alert, it has done a little bit on this occasion, so you'll see that in a minute. Can you hear him snoring? So cute when a dog snores, but it's the most irritating thing in the world when a human being does it. Apologies to all you snorers out there. So I've stuck this down now, and I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to use to cut it out. Am I going to use a ruler and tear it, or am I going to use my paper trimmer? So I decided just to rip around it so I can actually have it independent to the rest of the paper on the table. And that's what it looks like on the back. So it's got a bit of kind of seepage of sort of browny orangey colours, not Christmassy colours at all, but I'm very eclectic and random in my crafting, so things will sometimes be cohesive and sometimes not be cohesive and complementary to each other. So I'm just making sure that I've got it to the edge, and then the snow globe just kind of went off the edges a little bit, which I was going to keep, and then I decided that it might just be annoying in the future, so if I'm taking it in and out of my journal, so I'm just chopping them off as well, which means I have to give my trimmer a bit more of an extra slam down to do it, so it wobbles the camera again. Apologies. And then I will need to get my tag chopper thing out again in a minute. Could have used my scissors, but they're in the same place. It's not neither here nor there. So now I'm just chopping my corners back off again, and I'm going to use my lumberjack plaid to go around it again. It's a nice colour. It's almost got a bit of a pinky hue on it, but it's fairly red, this one. I like reds, I like blacks. I like many colours. I like all the colours, really. I think they all have a place. Going round and then doing my little tag punch hole thing with my, is it called a lanyard punch? I don't know, but it's I like this one. It's good for putting wider ribbons and stuff through. Now, because this is the size of what I craft in, I usually have everything all around the place, and I've had to try and be a little bit tidier-ish doing it this way. It was a bit of a challenge. I'm not used to it. Oh, and I'm just gonna, forgot that I'm wearing pyjamas, so didn't mention that. I'm aware that I'm wearing pyjamas. And this is my Cosmic Shimmer glue, which I was never going to get. Belle from Bella Boo Creations was using it. She's used it for ages. And then I saw Priscilla from Elisa Craft, and she was like, oh, Belle's using this, and it's actually really good. So she started using it. And then Bex from Black Whisper Craft started using it. I was like, right, this glue is apparently it's really good. So I got some, and it's actually a banging glue. So if you're out looking for a new glue, Cosmic Shimmer. So now I am just putting this green ribbon, that's the word, green ribbon through, cutting it down, trying to give it a nice little jaunty angle with my scissors. Yeah, so I like the Collal glue for like things that you would like. It's a silicone glue, so that sort of thing. And then the Cosmic Shimmer is more of a water-based glue, I think it's water-based. And I'm just putting my ribbon through, doing that thing where you put both bits through and then loop it through. And I like that. I like how it makes the ribbon go. And this is my finished tag. That was my face, sorry. This is my finished tag. It's just got a little positive thing to do. This is the back of it, and it's going to go in my winter journal. Just looking for somewhere to put it. Trying to find a pocket. I think I found, like, oh, put it in the snowman one because it's got the snowman. It's not a pocket. It's a pretend pocket. So I eventually will find a pocket. And then that pocket's already got a couple of things in it, but I will persevere and it will go in there. So if you liked what you see, please like and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. This has been #Crafty Whip Weekend. Bye guys.